Party people, what's going on? This is Samaj Marsh. I'm the founder of BlueDeathEye.com, and it's my great pleasure to welcome you back to another episode of Inside the Valley. Now, as you guys know, we are the #1 fan site in the history of college sports, and this podcast is dedicated to relentless coverage of A&T football. And once again, to make that possible, I got two of the most respected, revered members of Aggie Nation. First of all, former A&T wide receiver and Greensboro native, Doug Brown. What's up, Doug?
Hey, what's up? What's up, Aggie Nation?
And of course, this show would not be possible without the sage wisdom of our veteran football insider. He's one of the original A&T season ticket holders inside Aggie Stadium. And he's also a prolific writer and really my right-hand man, none other than the legendary Craig Turner. Craig, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, guys? Aggie Pride. Big night
CT,
tonight. Big night.
Aggie Pride.
All right, guys, so here we are. I just got one question. Can you get, like my man Phil Collins said, can you feel it in the air tonight? Hey, this is game week.
It is.
We are finally here.
We are here.
Yeah,
Long time coming, man.
Hey, so Doug, let me start with you. As a former player, right? What is that opening week, that first game of the season? What is that vibe like as a player?
Oh man, at this time, you're looking at the chops, man, ready to go. You've been putting in the work all summer long, all camp long, man. You tired of going up against your teammates in camp and in practice, tired of seeing the same color blue every day. And man, you're just ready to line down and put the ball down and play, man. You know, I had a Wednesday rule in effect by this point. You know, I was done with the riffraff, trying to get off my feet and save my legs for the week, but just want to be healthy and ready to go on Saturday, man. So I know those guys are just ready to go, man, gnawing at the bit. And hey, it's time to roll, man.
You got that right. And Craig, so you've seen a couple of season openers in your day, but hey, but would you agree that this one feels a little bit different with everything that's been going on?
It's a huge difference this year. We're not only that A&T is playing in a brand new conference, but we're playing one of the better teams out of Southern Conference, which is unusual. Usually we start off with someone that we traditionally handle fairly easily. And
I think Broadway would call that a patsy.
Yeah. He made a living off of those openers
Right.
during his time here, and but with Coach Washington has taken the attitude where, you know, he wants to be the best. You know, you got to beat the best.
That's right. That's right.
He did it with Jacksonville State, and now coming up tomorrow, we're looking at going against Furman, and that's a FCS playoff team from this past summer.
Yeah. And well, we're going to get into Furman. We're going to do a full deep dive into the matchups. But before we do that, let's just go ahead and kind of review the week that was inside the Valley, so to speak, on the A&T fan forum and all throughout Aggie Nation. Well, one of the big stories that people talked about in our fan forum, BlueDeathEye.com, is there was a football game that was played this past weekend. It didn't involve A&T, but it did have a traditional rival, and that was a North Carolina Central. And they played against.
I thought you was talking about Alcorn.
Yeah, well,
oh man, that's about Alcorn.
Well, first of all, Alcorn has
show up.
Alcorn's never really show up. Alcorn's never officially been a rival. I don't think they've earned that status. They've been
somebody.
They've been a punching bag.
Somebody to be a rival.
Exactly right. So, but Central actually shocked the world, or a lot of the pundits at least, and they knocked off Alcorn. What was the score? 23-14, something in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
In the MEAC SWAC challenge. Were you guys surprised by that outcome?
Can't say I was surprised. Traditionally, MEAC teams have fared well against SWAC teams, and you know, we play a physical brand of ball, and I knew Coach Trey down there and those guys would have a good plan, and you know, we've kind of laid the blueprint on how to take it to Alcorn. So you know, the plans were in place. It's just a matter of executing. Those guys went out there and the ball bounced their way a few times, and Alcorn failed to convert a few times when they had some opportunities, and that's football. So kudos to those guys and their staff. They pulled it off and played a good game, and they want to know. So hats off to those guys down the street.
So Craig, do you think that that the Coach Oliver, called his old mentor Sam Washington and got some pointers from him? Because to me, I wasn't not impressed, but I was a little bit, I guess, shocked that Central had that much in the tank in the second half, because they really pulled away after halftime.
Yes and no. As far as being surprised, Trey Oliver is a Rod Broadway disciple. I mean, if you watch that game, really sit down and looked at it, that's been A&T's formula since what, 2012?
2012,
the
yeah.
same thing. Stop the run, or at least in that case, they didn't really stop them, but they contained them.
Right.
They won the kicking game with the big punt return, and they played through adversity, and that's something that Alcorn did not do. And to tell you the truth about it, Alcorn was not prepared. They simply were not prepared.
It didn't look like it.
Either coaching wise or mentally ready to play that football game. And it became very evident when they failed to score off that long run that guy had in the first quarter. 3 times inside the red zone, you come up with no points. I knew then that they were in trouble.
Well, I'll be the first to agree with you there. They definitely got out coached, and to back that up, when they got hit in the mouth, they didn't respond well. Those 2 back-to-back plays where Felix Harper took those big hits, man, and he just didn't respond well. And I could see his body language leaving the field. I'm
still looking for his teeth.
He was.
But Doug, you got to give the man
routine play in the MEAC. But hey,
but Doug, he almost got decapitated on that play. I don't know if you're gonna have all your faculties, back to yourself right then and there once someone takes your helmet off, and you look like the Exorcist, your head just spins around. So that was kind of a game changing event, in my opinion.
It was, and I hope the young man wasn't having any issues or seeing stars, like having any cobwebs up there, because he did. Well, he needed some help off the field. I think some of his teammates saw that, and I didn't see any of the staff rush to his aid. I'm sure they were looking for him to come back the next drive and make some plays, and that can happen. Sometimes you get your cage rattled and you look around and things aren't going your way early on, and I think those guys felt some of that pressure. And the longer the game went on, and Central, endured, and hey, like we said, that's football, and you go back to the drawing board, and to each team's credit, man, that's a long time to be off, but hey, both teams were off over 600 some days, so line down and play, and you got to bring your best game, best foot forward anytime you're in the MEAC SWAC challenge. Conferences are playing for bragging rights.
Yes, sir.
MEAC, we still claim some of those MEAC bragging rights, because as for now, I'm still considering us the kings of the MEAC.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
But I don't want to spend too much time on those budgets. We'll see them September 25th here at Truist Stadium now. But that's also one of the big news stories this week was the NFL cut down day came and went, and all the teams had to get down to 53 players on the roster. That impacted a few former A&T players who were trying to get, be able to play on Sundays. First off, there was a big trade. Our guy, Daryl Johnson Jr., he was traded from Buffalo to Carolina, to Charlotte, the Carolina Panthers. And he was traded for, I think, a 6th-round pick. But really, Buffalo had a log jam at that defensive end position. They got some heat. I can't front. They got some talent. Yeah. And even though Daryl was a special teams ace, right? It was just kind of the odd man out. So I think he will have an opportunity to hit the field at the defensive end now here in Carolina. And he's back home. He's gonna have a lot of fan support every game. I can't wait. I might have to get a couple of tickets. I'm a Cowboys fan, but I'm gonna have to,
Cowboys,
yeah, we'll talk about that later. Hey, but I think it's a win-win for everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then also on a somber note was the news that Mac McCain, he did not make the 53-man roster. He was one of the final cuts. He was nicked up, hurt doing most of training camp. Finally got in the last preseason game, played well, had a good stop on 4th down. I think a couple of solo tackles, but also it was not enough. He got released, and I think he's still in the mix to get on the practice squad.
I think he's going to end up on somebody's practice squad before the season starts. Darrell going to Carolina is probably a blessing in disguise for him.
That's what I thought.
He's going to get a chance to play at Carolina because Carolina needs pass rushers. They need those outside pass rushers, which they did not have last year. They got crucified defensively, and they need all the help they can get. The thing that makes Darrell so good is that he's a great special teams player.
Yeah.
So they're going to benefit on two ends on that. He's one of the better special team guys in the NFL right now.
And Buffalo loved him. Like if you read the fans' comments, they were high on him. A lot of the fans they lamented seeing him go. Yeah. Everybody knows that he can play in the NFL. That's the main thing.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see him get a chance to take advantage of that opportunity, man. Like I said, all he needs is a chance. When he gets out there, he does his thing. Of course, he'll have a lot of support here down in the Southeast area. I know he's got family in this area. So, hey, he's already down here in Charlotte. He's walking around, having a good time in the building. So I'm looking for him to do some major things down there.
Right. Then lastly, a couple more. Brandon Parker with the Las Vegas Raiders. No news is good news, I always say. So he's, he was not announced any of the cuts. He's still, I guess, a viable option as a swing tackle for the Raiders. He'll be playing both sides whenever he's needed. I don't think he's starting. He's not on the depth chart as starter, but he's still a factor. And saying next man up, if anybody goes down, he'll move in there. And I think he has, this is his 4th year now, 4th or 5th year. I think this is
coming up on his 4th year.
Yeah, this is 4th year. So I think he has proven himself as a legitimate pro. And he's
I think he's one of the best swing tackles in the league. I think he's ready to, plug in anytime he's needed. And that's a commodity to have today in today's league. So BP should be around for a long time in the league.
Yeah, we hope so. We definitely hope so.
Yeah, I think Brandon will probably end up being the starter before too long. His offensive line coach had made a remark during training camp that Brandon was probably the best young right tackle out there. He just needed to mature a little bit, but he has all the tools to play. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't crack and become a starter by midseason.
Hey, that'll be music to my ears. Lastly, Tariq, I got Tariq Cohen. He's been rehabbing from the ACL. He suffered in the 3rd game last season, and he's still not 100%. So he was put on the physically unable to perform or the PUP list, the PUP list, and that means I think he has to sit out at least the first 6 games. But he's still a member of the Bears organization. And I'm sure as soon as he's ready to go, they're going to slide him in there and get him on offense and special teams. So and this is kind of I think a redemption year for him. I think he didn't have his best season the year before last, 2019, and I think he once he gets healthy, he's going to show everybody that look, I'm still the most dynamic player in the league. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
There's 2 things we know about Tariq. Well, one good thing is he got his check before he got hurt. Love that.
Smart.
Second thing is, he's always gonna have that chip on the shoulder. He's always gonna do his thing when he gets out there. Nobody's gonna play harder. So, every year is a redemption year for Tariq, man. That's how he got to where he is now. So looking for him to bounce back, not miss a beat, prove any doubters he has wrong, and keep doing this thing on the next level.
And then lastly, a lot of people on the board was asking about Tony McRae. And he is still, I think, a free agent right now. I think his contract expired with the Lions. He was the last team he was with, and he got hurt, and so I think he's kind of like in limbo a little bit. But once he gets healthy, I think he'll be back in the mix, during this season or next year. So I don't think he's on a roster at this point. But those are the guys who are fighting for their professional careers, and we wish the best to all of them. Also,
proud of all those guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
They're making us proud. They make us look good. But just a few more things. So also on the website this past week, Dr. Michael Simmons, our legendary photographer. If you guys, if none of you guys were able to see the fall camp in person this year, which most of you didn't, because it was Area 51. They had signs when you walk in, when you've been driving there, like they didn't want any fans in attendance. They had some stuff they were working on. They didn't want to showcase yet. I guess that'll happen this Saturday. But Dr. Michael Simmons was one of the few people who had that access, and he documented a lot of the action in his fall camp photo gallery. That's on the website right now. A lot of exclusive photos you can't see anywhere else. Oh, and also I had a chance this past week to talk to all conference punter Michael Rivers, and that was awesome. Got a chance to get behind the scenes with him and find out the tricks of the trade. He told me how he has to work at his craft and how he even got to A&T. It's a pretty cool story. Go to the website or our YouTube page and check that out. And by the way, guys, we have a very active fan forum now. It's the start of the season, so everyone is. So I mean, there's topics popping up left and right. Come to our fan forum, sign up. It's free and easy to do. And also go to the YouTube channel, register, become a subscriber. We're gonna be dropping new videos throughout the week, so you don't want to miss that. But so that's the housekeeping stuff. Now let's get to the meat of the matter of why we are here, and that's Furman University Paladins. Play them this Saturday. It's been a long time coming. I'm super excited. So first of all, we should be the favorites, okay? Because I don't care what these little nervous Nancy's are talking about. We are the number 25th or 24th team in the country, depending on who you ask, right? Furman.
19 through 19, 20, 24, 25.
Pick a number you like, okay? Right. To my understanding, Furman is not currently ranked. Is that correct?
Right.
Right. They're not ranked by any other.
No, they're not.
Okay.
They've been picked fifth in their league by their coaches.
And they had a rough spring. They played this spring. They played 7 games. They went 3-4. They started off 3-1, and they kind of hit a nosedive towards the end. Obviously, I haven't been down to Greenville and done a lot of espionage and secret meetings or whatever. I just seen the same videos on YouTube everybody else has seen. But they have some of the games from the spring online. I checked them out. They're a solid team, but I'm biased, okay? I don't think they match up well with us. But we'll get into that. Craig, just tell me, as far as defense wins championships, how does that Blue Death defense gonna fare against the Paladin offense? What we got to look for on Saturday?
Well, A&T has to win the line of scrimmage. Furman's going to run a lot of option because that's what they do. Their coach Hendricks spent 10 years as a offensive coordinator at the Air Force Academy.
Yes,
and
he did.
Right. Air Force doesn't do anything but run option all day long, and occasionally throw a pass to a tight end. And he's essentially doing the same thing at Furman. They've got some good personnel. Devin Wynn is a really good running back. So we're going to have to play assignment football. We're going to have to be disciplined, and we're going to have to stay in our gaps and not get suckered in with the dive fakes. And they like to run a lot of counters. They inside flanker reverses, that sort of thing. So we just have to stay alert and stay on assignment. That's the biggest thing. If we do that, we'll be okay.
All right, so tell me about this offensive line of Furman, because I've heard who's our guy, Trues. One of our most popular posters on the site. He's always talking about big, tall offensive linemen. So what's their average measurements? What are we talking about here?
They go. They're not an overly big team.
Okay.
What they are is that they're very good at technique and drive blocking because you have to be if you're an option team. They're really good about coming off the ball. They come off the ball really hard, but they're not overly big. They're about two. They run about 6'2" and about 285, somewhere in that neighborhood. 6'2", 6'3", about 285 on average. They've got some experience up front. They've got a couple of tackles that look pretty decent. They've got their center kid by the name of Jumper is has been starting there for 2 or 3 years. So they got a little bit of experience up front. Depth wise, they're average. I think what I'm interested to see the matchup with our defensive front against their offensive front, since we have some new elements up front on defense. So it's going to be interesting to watch.
So Doug, let me ask you this: you played, offense and defense, and in high school, and you also coached. People forget Doug is a veteran coach. So what is the key to stopping the option attack? Is it mostly your linebackers? Is the penetration from your tackles? Is all the above? What's the key to stopping the option?
I mean, Craig touched on it. You got to play assignment football.
Okay.
All 11 guys have to do their job and be in place. You got to make sure you tackle and wrap up. You got to trust your teammates. So anytime I'm playing against an option team, I like to see my guys flying to the ball, wrapping up, not waiting on your teammate to make the play, but making sure you get in there and getting on the tackle as well. So it's all about assignment football and not giving up the big plays and just being there every play, man. Because it's a slow death sometimes when you're playing an option team. You stop them 20 straight times, and it's that one time you don't do your job, and they hit you out the back door for a big one. So, we're pretty good at playing assignment football, and that's the name of the game. So I look for us to be in place.
And I don't think it's going to be too much of a learning curve or anything like that, because we don't play triple option teams, but everybody runs read option now. Bethune, Alcorn, those are heavy read option teams. And I just think with the speed, and no offense, Doug, when you were in school and we were playing E-line and getting gashed, by E-line, I think we have a little bit more team speed on defense, one of
the things that
no, y'all play Wofford. Y'all play Wofford.
Play Wofford. Now that was Will Smith was not gonna. Yeah. The 99 guys aren't gonna like this, but that was the 99 team that got mollywopped by Elon.
That's right.
That championship team.
Yeah.
Okay. But one of the things that those teams are good at doing is negating that speed with some of those blocking techniques. So you'll see guys throwing at those linebackers and those DBs feet, and that's something a lot of guys aren't used to at times. But when you got an offensive lineman that's athletic and he's throwing at you, or the gaps may change and vary how wide the offensive line splits are. So there's some subtle things that teams do. If you ever watch some of those the Armed Forces Academy and Navy and those teams, of course, they mix it up. Each team throws some variations in there, but we do a great job of breaking down film, and I think we'll be ready for those guys. And in the end, it's football. So, see ball, hit ball.
Hit ball. Hit ball hard. Hit it hard. But Craig, one thing I did notice, I watched a little bit of YouTube, and this is not an overly, like you said, it's not an overly big team, especially at the skill position. Their receivers run about around 5'10", 5'11", which that's a media guide heights. So in reality, they're probably about 5'9", 5'10". I looked at the film. I might be putting out bulletin board material, but I don't know if their quarterback has the arm talent to stretch the field.
Well, he may not have. His name is Hamp Sisson. He played during the spring. He started out really well, and then there's a stretch in there where basically he couldn't throw it in the ocean. I don't know whether that was because there was some breakdowns in their offense, or he got a little gun shy, but he seemed to be a little bit hesitant about recognition and getting the ball out. He threw 12 touchdown passes in a seven game season, but he also had 9 interceptions. That's a wash.
Okay. I will take that. I'll take that Saturday.
Yeah. At 52%, it begs to ask about his accuracy in the vertical passing game. They do have a great tight end. I will say this. They have a young man by the name of Ryan Miller, who's really good. They have another tight end that's a little bit bigger. Miller is about 6'2", about 225. And they got another kid that they're real high on that's a lot bigger at 6'5", about 230 or so. And they got a flanker by the name of Ryan DeLuca that we've got to be in our secondary. We got to stay on our toes, because what they like to do is lull you to sleep.
Yeah.
And then they get you in single coverage, and you're cheating up, looking for the run, looking to contain the outside, looking for that option play, and they blow right past you, and all of a sudden your guys got you beat by 7 yards. We
Doug,
have got to stay on assignment.
Who's that remind you of? Jacksonville State, right? That's what Jacksonville State did. They nickel and dime you. You think, this is not going to be too bad. This guy can't throw the ball 15 yards. Then they do a play action fake and over the top, bam. You got to understand your scheme. And but I think we're going to be ready. I think that Coach Washington is going to have these boys focused. I don't think we're going to have a repeat of last Celebration Bowl. I think we're going to shore up that back end. I personally feel pretty confident, pretty good.
Well, yeah, I always go into first games with a little bit of trepidation, unless we're playing a CIAA, unless we're playing a Broadway Gimme. We're playing a pretty good football team, so it's gonna be a test. But I think our kids are hungry. The biggest thing that concerns me is being off for that long, how well we tackle defensively. I don't have a whole lot of worries about offense, but just with we have some new people in the defense, and there's always going to be some first game missteps in real action. So the only thing that concerns me is not getting burned early. As the game goes on and we start to get into the flow, I think if we don't give up a whole lot of big plays early, then I think we'll take control of the game.
You said something there ago, Craig. That was a great point about the tackling issues, because you don't do a lot just now, period, and especially with this weird off season. You saw that in the NCCU game against Alcorn. There was some horrendous tackling by everybody, and so hopefully, Doug, we don't fall victim to that, because one thing about A&T, we had a few discipline issues over the last couple of years. I think we kind of slowly getting that fixed, but we've always been a good tackling team. We don't miss a lot of tackles.
Well, I mean, like Coach said, man, he coaches effort. So if you don't tackle well, you won't be out there long. They'll put somebody else out there that's ready to tackle. So that's the expectation. Tackling is one of those things that is a fundamental skill and something that you can improve in. I know we work hard at it, so I expect us to go out there and not just hit guys. I expect us to tackle, wrap up, and knock guys in the next week.
And so, well, Doug, let me stick with you again and tell us. You can kind of lead this discussion. Tell us a little bit about what you think is going to happen when A&T has the ball on offense and we're facing Furman defense. Because I'll be honest with you, they look pretty impressive to me. I think their defense is a lot more inspiring than their offense, in my opinion. From what I've the few games I've watched, they're pretty solid up front, and they got some athletes at linebacker.
Oh, like you said, they're solid up front. I would say that their front seven is probably the strength of their defense. And for us on offense, everything starts with Big 30. So the battle will be run up front. That's where we're going to have to get it done at. So I'm looking to those guys up front, Dak Wilson, Big Lawrence LeGrone, Big Simpson. I need those guys to take over and do what they do, So, but getting back to their defense, man, those guys are a solid, well-coached bunch. On the back end, I think they've got 3 returning starters or guys with a lot of playing time and some experience back there. I know they lost their best guy, Darius Curse. He was an all-conference performer. So we'll see what they can do and how they're able to mesh as a unit. Again, some of those guys are on the field in the spring, so I know they've got some time and some snaps together on the field. But for me, it'll be how they match up front, and if they're able to match up the size and athleticism and the speed we have on the outside. With some play action passing and taking advantage of some of those mismatches, man, we're gonna put some pressure on those guys and all 11 of those guys. So we're gonna see if they're up to the challenge. I'm looking for those guys to make some plays on the outside. We talked about some of those guys on the inside, like Mr. Banks, and we'll see if they're able to stand the test of 4 quarters, because we're definitely gonna put some pressure on them up front and on the outside.
One area, and Doug, I'm calling my shot here. One area I do think we can have a lot of big plays is going to be at the receivers position, because our guys are tall, we're fast, we're athletic. Corey Banks, I talked to him. He said we're transitioning from jump ball you to run by you. That's the new
run by you.
Right.
Run by you.
That's one of those speeches. That's the stuff the fast guys say. Yeah, I like it. I can rock with it.
That's one of the new names for the wide receivers. But on the opposite end, Furman's they're not that big. They got a lot of 5'9", 5'10", 5'11" corners. I don't know how they're going to match up with Ron Hunt, Zach Leslie.
Listen, yeah, those guys, you're right. They're averaging about 5'10", 180 pounds, 170 pounds. And I mean, it's not rocket science. Man. You throw it up to those guys. And when you say jump ball you, it's not always necessarily a jump ball. It's speaking more to one-on-one coverage, man. Right. Anytime the matchup dictates one-on-one coverage and it's out there, man, it's like stealing sometimes. So you got to take advantage of those matchups. You got to take those deep shots. And even when you're in the red zone, man, you got to give those guys, those athletes on the outside, a chance to go up and be ball players, man. Most of our receivers have a basketball background or a multi-sport background. Yeah. And it's just backyard rebounding. And I mean, we saw Elijah Bell do it. We saw guys make Denzel Keys make a career out of it. Every receiver likes to have that jump ball and just one-on-one, man versus man, mano y mano. And when Big 30's doing this thing on the inside, man, we'd be a fool not to take advantage of that, those opportunities on the outside. So those things will come. Like we said, the matchup, the pace, the tempo of the game will dictate it. But I'm looking for Coach Barnett to press the right buttons, man. He's been there before. Like you said, we've done it against unfamiliar opponents before. We've done it to open up the season. We're usually ready to go out the box, man. So I'm looking for the offense to run as a well-oiled machine. I won't say mid-season, but definitely ready to go, man. We're usually ready to go out of the blocks.
So, Doug, what would you say would be a comparable opponent that we could compare to? Like, was this be similar to Elon, maybe? Who?
That's the first team that came to mind for me. I would say Elon, just because of the style of play and how well coached they are. I think athletically, I don't think they match up with us as well as some of the teams that we face traditionally, in the MEAC and in the SWAC. And we face some really good talent, but they'll be well coached and they'll be disciplined. And so that, to me, that's our challenge. Can we match the discipline? Can we continue to make good football plays and be smart out there? So I'm not worried about, our ability to make plays. We definitely have some playmakers, but you got to be sound against those guys and keep your head and take care of business, man, and do your job, and we'll be fine.
Well, Doug, that's a great point. And hold on one second. We have my producer in our ear says someone's trying to enter the Zoom meeting. Oh, is that right? Okay, Doug, you got to help me out here. Once again, I'm gonna need that Jamaican bullhorn sound. We got a special guest. Guys, we got a special guest in the building. Believe it or not, none other than A&T's all-time winningest quarterback, Mr. 35-2 himself, Lamar Raynard. What's going on, Lamar?
Going
All
on?
right. Hey.
Surprise, surprise. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are shocked to see your face here. Last time you came by the website, you had like a gasoline canister in a couple of matches. And you was you was about to burn that place down. Hey, it's all good, man. We definitely love you here. First of all, what's been going on, man? The last time we saw you, you were throwing a perfect dime in a celebration bowl on 4th down, and you ran out the clock and you got your second straight HBCU national championship. Before that, you had a perfect season, and I mean, we just can't say enough about all your accomplishments. How have things been? What you been up to?
Great, man. Can't complain. First and foremost, I'm glad to be on here. I'm glad, you know what I'm saying? Y'all took y'all time out to talk to me. But I'm here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm an EC teacher at North MEAC High School. I was coaching last year as well, but I took a year off of coaching to obtain my license, my special education license. So I'm doing that right now. You know, and enjoying life. I can't complain at all, man. Everybody good, family good, I'm good, friends good. So that's all I can ask for.
Hey, Lamar, I wish I would know you was coming because I would have asked you to break out the hardware, either the Thanos gauntlet, and to show everybody how many rings. How many rings do you have now that you can put on at one time?
Oh, so I don't have. I gave them to my mom, so it's at my mom's house. But I have 7 total.
7 rings.
Wow.
6 in college.
That's incredible. So that includes what? How many conference championships and how many national championships? So let's go back. We got 3 national championship rings.
Yes, sir. 15, 17, and 18. And then conference, it was 14, 17, and 18. Yeah.
All right, real quick, Craig, what's your favorite Lamar Raynard memory?
Oh,
Gotta pick one.
Probably 2017 when we ran the quarterback option pass play where he ended up being a receiver. And,
yeah.
And against Bethune-Cookman, and I mean, you took a hit, man. I
thought I was gonna walk in the end zone, man. I ain't even see him. He got it, though. It's all good.
But yeah, you picked yourself right on up and went ahead and put the game away. And that to me, I think on that day you became the man. You became the man there.
All right, Doug, your turn. What's your favorite Raynard memory?
Memory is actually not a play. My favorite Raynard memory is walking in the locker room after the Celebration Bowl and his last game and seeing him holding his hardware. He's got a picture of it. We got to dig that picture up. But seeing him hold the Celebration Bowl trophy and the MVP trophy, man, and just him putting a stamp on his career, going out on top like no one else has, wearing that Aggie uniform, man. I thought that was special. And him being a local kid and following him ever since his time at Andrews, man, I just thought that was just icing on the cake, man. So from one Aggie football player to another, man, that's how you want to go out of here. So if I could write an ending, it would be like that. You know, mine didn't end like that. So, man, that's special.
Exactly.
That's a good point, Doug, because I remember there was a saying by some coach that said football ends badly. For most people, you know, it's like, you know, football quits you before you quit it. But right now, as far as college went, man, you had the story begin that you finished on top. I tell you, my favorite memory was in Gardner-Webb. And
I was gonna say that too for mine.
Listen, you were on. Like, I don't know,
but Doug too as well though. Doug too as well. Well, my 2 is Gardner-Webb and then that Celebration Bowl, just because. Like you said, I'm gonna let you go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna talk. All
right. So let me kind of be a fanboy. But so I drove down there, and that was a long drive. Hey, Craig, that was a long drive. I thought that was right outside of Charlotte. That was
no, man. No, you're in South Carolina when you get down to Bowling Springs.
So I got to Bowling Springs, and we took over the whole stadium. You remember that? I mean, that was Aggie Stadium South, right? And then when I tell you, and this is what I hope is going to be like at Furman this weekend. But our speed was just palatable as soon as you walked in there. We was just whatever you wanted, Lamar, you was getting. I mean, dig routes, post routes, you was going fly, anything you wanted, you had the time, and you were picking those clowns apart. And I mean, I've never seen anything like that in person from an Aggie quarterback. That was my first time seeing that. And I was like, this, we gonna have.
He definitely got off.
We got one now. When I saw that, I was like, our problems at quarterback are officially over. We got one.
Yeah.
Right. Nah, that was like I said, Gardner Webb. First off, I tore my pec the year before. That's why I ain't playing the Central game. They beat us when we played that Central that year, 2016. Right. So I was like, man, I had to come in, make a statement. Then my friend passed away in a car accident. So a lot of us was playing with heavy hearts on the team. She went to school with us at A&T. She passed away in a car accident. So I knew it. I just felt it since the first pass. I was like, man, I just, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm back because I was kind of nervous because of my shoulder. I didn't want my pec to, go out again. But I was like, when I started getting the rhythm, I was like, oh, yeah, this is going to be a smooth game. And I went like 19 for 21, only like 2 completions with like 320-something yards. So it was a great game. So that was one. And then the Central game, it was just because I just went through adversity through the whole, like the first 4 games, I went through adversity. Like I dislocated my thumb on my throwing hand. I had kidney stones, I had back spasms. And, I wasn't going to tell nobody that, all that.
Hey, but why not?
No. I had, before you go into it, I got to give him credit for that. He didn't tell anybody. Nobody knew. I bumped into your father at the East Carolina games, and he told me about some of the things you were going through, man. And like you said, there was some turmoil there, but see how it ended up, man. That's a hats off to you, man.
Like, I was the whole day of practice. About to play ECU. I was in the hospital with kidney stones, like on the bed, like hurting. And they asked me, was I gonna play? And I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna play. That happened. And when we played at Bethune, I had bad back spasms. I don't know if y'all can really tell, like if y'all watch over the film, but I was moving so gingerly, like especially running off the field. I can barely move. Like that's how it was. But yeah, man, I just went through a lot. And like Doug said, man, just holding that trophy up, it was just a lot of emotions. Just like when Coach Watt said, we ain't got to run another play. We don't have to run another play. And I was like, for real, the game over? He was like, yeah. I was like everything just came out. Like everything just released after that. And I was like, man, this is a great experience. Way to go on top. It was cool.
So let me ask you this, Lamar. What was your favorite game? Was that your favorite game as an Aggie? Like, was there one game like you can just relive over and over, 24/7 in your head?
So, all right. So I say first, the Central game when we played at Central 2018.
Right.
That's a game that because how they did us. What I'm saying, we played at Central 2016. It was just disrespectful. So I felt like. I'm playing, and I had a concussion against Norfolk State 2 weeks before because I didn't play Savannah State.
Right.
And they didn't think I was going to play or whatnot. And so I played and, did my thing that game. But that Grambling game, when that quarterback sneaked on that Grambling game, and it's like I couldn't hear anything. Like the crowd went crazy. Like it was a packed stadium. Like it felt like I couldn't hear anything. That probably was the best moment, in my opinion. And then not even myself, but Jacksonville State, when Malik ran that touchdown back. I was
yeah.
I was like, oh my God. It's like, man, it was crazy, man. It was a great experience. Oh yeah, and then playing with, of course, Tariq. That was none other. The best player, I will always say, the best player I ever played with. It's being in the backfield because I had to turn into a blocker. Almost 30% of my plays is he'll run all the way across the field and run all the way back, and I had to block. Yeah, man, it was a great time playing with guys.
Hey man, we got to throw Charlotte in there too, man. The Charlotte game, come on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the Charlotte game was good. When we played 2017. Yeah, I remember they scored their first possession, and they were talking trash like, oh yeah, we got to do it. And then we scored our first possession. Yeah. And then I said something to their coach, like after I threw the touchdown, I said something to their coach, like it's gonna be a long day, but a little explicit, but
you got to go head to head with Clue too. We got Clue on the other side. Clue was on the other side, so that's I felt that was the time when you kind of continue to establish yourself as, man, you got the reins and it's my job, and we rolling from here. So I had a lot more confidence in us as a program. I think everybody kind of started beating their chest a little harder from that game on, and we're still kind of bragging and living off some of those bragging rights from some of those games y'all won back back during those times, man. So we appreciate you. Improve my quality of life, man, and some of my trips down to Atlanta.
Oh yeah, for sure. We can forever talk about that. Yeah, they can't.
Yeah. So, listen, did you see? I don't know if you watched the Alcorn game the other day, man, but you even showed up on a clip during one of the promotions for the game with ESPN. They're showing all Alcorn and Central stuff, and then they show this Omega up in the stands, stepping doing this thing, and I was like, man, them Aggies, we gonna show up, man. Mr. Celebration Bowl itself, man.
I didn't even see that.
Hey, you were on there, man. I was like, they gotta have us on there. So
how y'all feel
still
about
on
that
there, man?
How y'all feel about that Alcorn and Central game?
Oh yeah, we kind of brushed on it a little bit. I just hope that Central doesn't think that they're better than they are, because they're going to find out that what they played, the team they played last week and the team they face on September 25th is literally two different animals. And a lot of that stuff that they got off against Alcorn ain't gonna fly against us. So I just want to make that clear.
Hey, sometimes it's not who you play, it's when you play them, man. And speaking of Lamar's year, man, you know, we were banged up that year. I mean, we were down to number 3 in the QB position, man. So, you know, we struggled a little bit, but I still think that was one of the best teams we've had. You know, easily one of the best teams we've had. So, you know, it's about when you play guys and who's available. So a lot can happen between now and then, but I expect us to be ready regardless. You know, we got a lot of depth, so we'll put it down and see. But, you know, rivalry games, man, you just never know.
Yeah, the blood always moves forward. Yeah, you never know, like you said.
Hey, Lamar, I got a question. I'm gonna put you on the hot seat right now. If you're on the 20-yard line, 4th down, no time left on the clock. Right.
Oh, I know what you're gonna ask.
One second, right?
Yeah.
You play with a lot of great receivers, right? This is your last pass. This is for all the marbles. Who are you throwing to? You get to pick the receiver. You get to pick the route. Who are you throwing to? What route are you going? What's guaranteed to have success in your mind?
20-yard line. So I know probably the defense, they're probably gonna play at the goal line, right? So I'm gonna throw a middle screen to Tariq and let the line and receivers block. And let
Whoa!
Yeah, that's a good one, right? You thought I was gonna be a receiver?
Yeah, he's a coach. He's a coach.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna probably throw a middle screen to Tariq. He gonna get you 20 yards if you need it, especially if you had a blocking. So I'm gonna do that. But now I know what y'all want to hear, man. I know what y'all want to hear, man. I play with some great receivers, man. 20-yard line and in, man. Man.
You'll make some folks upset. You better pick this one wisely.
Man, I don't know. I truly can't choose. Like I really can't. Like,
come on now. Come on.
Okay, I would really look at the corner though. I would decide the corner, the defense, wherever they are. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. If
I know I have a stronger defense on Denzel's side, and E-Bell is on the other side, then I'm gonna throw the E-Bell and then just vice versa. So I'm gonna make that decision like that, like, cause I put them together, especially with the jump ball, with the jump ball, I'll put them. But then Denzel probably a little more on the jump ball in the red zone, but Keys will go get it to you. Y'all know what Keys.
Yeah. You know what? I believe.
Elijah, I'm sorry.
Throw it up.
You know what? I believe that because you guys remember in the 2018 Celebration Bowl, at the end of the game, he didn't throw the E-Bell, he didn't throw the Hunt, he didn't throw the I think Wilson was still in the game. You picked Hickman on that 4th down.
Oh yeah.
And he was open.
You know what's funny though? That play, right? We was on the sideline before we went out and called the play, and Hick was like, I got you. I was like, you going in? He was like, yeah, I got you too. I said, you know what, Hick? I'm about to put my trust in, because I knew they were going to double E-Bell or something like that, you know?
Yeah. What was the play call? Break us down. What was the whole play call? What was the routes? What was your options?
Really, it was just verticals. Okay. And then like an option with Hickman, you know what I'm saying? Like either he can keep vertical or he can bend it in. That's what it was. And I seen it was too high. So I knew he was going to bend it in. I just had to make time in the pocket, and the line blocked well. So I did that, take a little step with my back foot, and I seen a little space, and I was like, yeah, he's going to get it too. Because I know he made a couple big catches that game already. So he was already confident.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a difference if that's his first snap. But he was already confident, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I'm gonna give him a rock. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna look for him. And if not, I'm just gonna make something work. Scrambles year, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully somebody get open, but he got open. Made the catch, sealed the game for us. So that was
but that was only his 4th catch the whole year.
Yeah.
That was only so you trusted the national championship to him for him to catch that ball. So that says a lot about you having faith in your teammates.
I mean, Hickman was a hard worker though. Like he started off as a quarterback, moved to receiver, and then went back to quarterback, then moved back to receiver. Never complained, never like, you know what I'm saying? That was probably the first time it was like, I got you, like, give me the ball type deal. So I was like, you know, he's saying that, he feeling himself. He ran a great route too.
Yeah, he did.
And, yeah, he got open. So, I mean, I gave him the ball and it worked out. Perfect.
Good stuff. Hey, I got another question for you. You got a sister?
Nah, I just got a brother, man, a little brother.
If you had a sister, she was your age, who would you rather have her marry, Cartwright or Cohen? Who do you trust your sister with, man? Cartwright or Cohen?
Your married sister.
They're both good guys though. So I mean, I feel like that. But somebody that I won't like, she would not marry. Charmaine Martin. That's my dog. That's my dog. But I was like, man, that's my dog. Though.
Look, that's the perfect segue. Okay, look. He might not be marriage material right now, you know, people grow, but he still is, in my opinion, the best running back in the nation.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And ain't nothing like it. It's crazy because like my senior year, I think that was Jermaine's first year. And he'll tell you himself, Jermaine, every time he was in with me, he used to ask me to play every time, like what I need to do, what I do. So I tell him what to do, you know what I'm telling, and he'll like, boom. And I always knew like he ran so hard. Like he ran hard. Like he ran like Cartwright, but he was faster than Cartwright.
Right.
And when he bust that 75-yard run against Bethune-Cookman, I said, oh yeah, he next up. It ain't gonna be, you can't stop him. And then what he did 2019 is unbelievable. Like I never thought Tariq's single season was gonna get caught by anybody. But
I mean, that's the beauty of our guys, man, and having that lineage with our running backs, man. You just pass it on down. Each of those guys had a chance to. Oh man, it starts with Gibbs. People don't know how good of a player Coach Gibbs was, man. Gibbs was nice.
I heard.
Gibbs was nice. I mean, years of experience playing and coaching, man. I mean, that's what makes our staff special. But yeah, Gibbs instills it in those guys, man. He would light a fire under you, man. But he passed it down, and those guys pass it down to the next guy, man. And it's each of those guys have a chance to watch and learn. And it's happening now, man. I can't wait to see those young guys that are behind Big 30 right now either, man. So we'll see, man.
I mean,
they got some heat. Yeah. Well, another guy who was, I guess his first year when you were a junior or maybe a senior was the current A&T quarterback, Jalen Fowler. He was your understudy, your backup for a while. What do you know personally about Jalen Fowler that you can tell us, and how do you think he's going to perform Saturday? This is going to be his first starting job.
So Jalen sat behind, like you said, myself and Khalil.
Yeah.
And Fowler, if you really want to be honest, and in my take on it, I think he can definitely break my single season record.
Whoa! Bullhorn time.
I'm definitely like positive. I just know like how Jalen performed in practice, like versus our starting defense, or whenever he had to come in, like his decision making is like very good, He's a big body, first of all, so it's hard. He's 230, so he ain't no. If he need to run, he gonna run it now, and he will lower that shoulder. We had a scrimmage. We had a scrimmage. I remember my senior year, we had a scrimmage. He had to play in it, and he trucked somebody so bad. Oh my gosh! And because the quarterback was live, he wanted to be live, and they made him live. So he trucked somebody so bad. Like Jalen just makes great decisions, and he's been sitting for so long. Like he's been watching it, so he knows. Like he can tell you every defense. He can tell you everybody's position on the field, what they need to do, and all that good stuff. So I'm excited to see Jalen play, just like I was excited to see Khalil play in 2019, because I knew, you know what I'm saying, he was going to lead them to a championship, because he, you know what I'm saying, every time he had to come in the game, he made plays. You know what I'm saying? Right. Every time, he always did what he had to do. And I feel like Jalen's going to do the same thing. This just his show now. You know what I'm saying? And he got a couple years under his belt. Hey. I got a couple records, but they probably gonna be there for long. But it's all right though.
Oh man, oh
I
man.
think Lamar hit it, man. I'm like you, Lamar. When I turned on his film when he was in high school, man, I was like, wow, I like this kid. I mean, his offense translated to what we do. It looked a lot like what Lamar did in high school, and I saw him making plays and making good decisions, putting the ball in spots that are catchable for his receivers, and I was excited about it. I was like, man, when his time comes, he'll be ready. Now I didn't know when his time was going to be because we had you guys out there, and he had to wait his turn. Like, and those are the kind of situations you want on a team. You want your guys progressing and sitting and watching, and so it's his time. He's ready. He's focused. I remember talking to him at the Celebration Bowl. Like, look, man, hey, your day's coming too. And he's sitting back in the cut watching, and he'll be ready, man. He's gonna be ready.
And it's crazy because my freshman year, I remember I don't know who did though. Somebody told me 2015. It was like, man, your time coming, man. Your time coming.
It was probably me. I love to watch you guys come in on your visit.
Man, I hope so.
I mean, it's easy to see from the guys that are sitting and watching on our side, man. But I mean, that's what I enjoy doing. Watch the guys come in from their visit on to the time that they commit and they get here and put on that blue and gold and showing up on their spring visits, man. All that stuff is just glad to see you guys progress and make their way across that stage, man. That's what it's really all about. So,
all right, yeah,
good stuff.
All right, Lamar. So let's bring it up full circle. This weekend we have Furman in the season opener, 2021 season opener, 2 p.m. at Paladin Stadium in Greenville. I'm sure you probably talked to some players and you've done your own little research. What is your feelings? What's your outlook about this matchup on Saturday?
I really don't even care who we playing. I know my boys are ready. Just, what I'm saying, whoever, go out there and execute, make the least mistakes, gonna come out on top. But A&T, we known for big games though. You know what I'm saying? Them boys ain't played in 2 years, so they hungry. They ready to hit somebody else. And I know our defense gonna fly after it. Ooh, I can't wait to see Stuckey hit somebody.
Hey, have you seen how big he is?
Man, he looked like a Mack truck out there.
I told you Stuckey is huge, bro.
Man,
Stuckey put it on.
Yeah, we got Najee back there still. We have Amir. We got DJ. We got Jacob. We got Kyan. Man, and these guys I play with, so I know. You know what I'm saying? They were good when I was a senior, and they were younger guys. They were good, so it's gonna be good, man. I can't wait. Like I said, I can't wait to see Jalen and Maine back there in the O-line get after it, man. I can't wait. Ron Hunt make some plays.
Oh, yeah.
Man, it's gonna be exciting, man. It's gonna be exciting. Ready to see Aggie football again. I know everybody been waiting for it for a long time, it seemed like, but we back though. So I know we're gonna come out on top. If I had to say, I'd say about 50 points.
All right, well, hold on. That's where we are right now. So we recapped everything, put everything in our put a bow on everything, kind of gave some good in-depth analysis, but now we gotta stand on our word and make a prediction here. So Craig, let you start off. Give me a outcome, who you picking, and give me a final score this Saturday.
Well, I'm picking A&T, of course.
Okay. Surprise.
The score, it's gonna be an interesting ball game, but I'll say A&T by 10, 27-17.
27-17. Douglas, what you got?
I say, of course, Aggies come out on top. I'll have a final score prediction of 28-12. I say my cousin Andrew, my favorite cousin Brown, gets his first couple field goals in as an Aggie in the blue and gold. I like the special teams unit, either punt return or kickoff return, to get on the board. I like the Blue Death defense to get a turnover and a scoop and score, or a interception back to the house by DJ Crossan. Give me the Aggies by 2 touchdowns.
Okay, Lamar, real quick. What was do you remember the final score of that Garner-Webb game? What was that score?
45-3 or 45.
You know what? Hey, Craig, I'm getting Garner-Webb vibes this weekend. For some reason, I don't want.
Okay.
I know. Hey, for some reason, I just think that Furman's gonna run into a buzzsaw. These guys they haven't played football in some 600 days. They've been ready, and God, they've been ready. I'm going Yeah. I think we will have a turnover that's going to slow us down, but I think we're going to overcome that turnover. I'm saying 35-7. 35-7.
Okay.
And I think that 7 might be just like garbage time, you know, just empty the bench. They might sneak one in like 3 minutes left on the clock. I'm getting a Garner Webb because we're going to take over that stadium. I think A&T on Labor Day weekend, we always travel, but we always travel really well on Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
You know, I think we're going to be in South Carolina deep. I think it's not going to be pretty. But that's just my opinion. Let's ask the guy, the most winningest quarterback in A&T history, Lamar. What's your prediction? Give me a score.
Yeah, man, I think them boys gonna come out flying. I just hope fatigue doesn't get to them. I know it's gonna be hot, man. That South Carolina hot different, man. Especially, I don't know, man. It's different, but I feel like they'll be fine. I feel like defense gonna come out and play some ball. Offense, I feel like they're gonna play ball too. I say, let's say 31-20.
31-20 A&T. So we all pick an A&T just to make sure we're on the same page.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't care if we're playing Alabama. I'm still being.
We feel that good. I got you. Hey, well, guys, this has been an unexpected gem. This is the perfect night for us. Lamar, thank you for jumping in here. I don't know how you found about this party. It was supposed to be a private meeting, and you snuck in here. Well, listen, man, we appreciate you coming through. I know the folks on Blue Death Valley are gonna go crazy when they see this.
Yeah.
But do me a favor, you can't be a stranger though. You got to come in there because we don't know what the hell we're talking about. We're just a bunch of old dudes, except for Doug, we're a bunch of old dudes who think we know football, but you got skins on the wall, right? And so come by the message board time to time and at least slap us around like you did last time and get us straight. Because we have all these assumptions and we don't know what we don't know, right? And so,
Man,
so,
yeah.
so,
I
so you,
only talk to people who know football though. Like,
okay. Hey, so we got about 3 guys on the whole board who does that. But
Yeah.
but you know, have a little patience with us. But definitely, we want you to come back on the show too. You know, later on in the season, we'll have some other stuff we want to talk about. And really, we haven't really uncovered your entire story. You kind of talked about bits and pieces, but you got a wonderful story. The journey is incredible. There's so many layers. And also I want to pick your mind because you see the game so well. I mean, just the way you're almost like you're always a coach on the field. So we want to use that ability of yours for some future stuff. But thank you so much for coming out. Let's go ahead and wrap this show up. We got Furman Saturday. Please be safe, everybody. Leaving town is going to be a lot of bottlenecks on the highway when you get to Charlotte, when you get to Greenville. Be careful, no road rage, don't get crazy. And please watch out for COVID. Is like Fat Joe say, is going to be in this building. That's going to mask up, get vaccinated if you still can, do all that. Until next time, for my man Craig Turner, Doug Brown, and 35-2. Is that correct? 35-2.
Yeah,
Mr. 35-2. Lamar Raynard. I am Samaj Marsh, and this is Inside the Valley. See you next week.